Today we are going to look at the Clouser Minnow. Starting a bit of a series on iconic and important flies, and for me this is probably the most important. Originally developed by Bob Clouser on the Susquehanna River for smallmouth, and that is about 10 minutes away from where we're sitting right now. And today we're going to fish one of the Susquehanna's tributaries for smallmouth using this fly. I want to look at flies that are important, historical, and that work. And this one works just about everywhere for anything. The original intention of Bob's fly was smallmouth, and it works great for that. There's a ton of bonefish flies that are very closely derivative of the Clouser minnow. Most things in salt water want to eat a Clouser minnow. You can catch trout with it, you can catch panfish with it. It really is a bit of a do-all streamer, and that's one of the reasons people love it. And it's stupid easy to tie. It's some bucktail and some lead eyes, and realistically that's all it needs. I think that's part of what makes it so great. Everyone ties them a little different. I like to tie mine almost basically straightforward, a little bit of flash, 2 colors of bucktail, and then at the end I like to finish it with UV resin. And the reason I do that is for durability. I'm not going to show you how I tie this fly just because there are people out there that are way better at it. Go watch their videos. But I like to finish it with UV resin because it cures fast, it's easy to control where you're putting it, and I've come to find these flies like to break up here where the first piece of bucktail goes, or the first bunch of bucktail goes over the eyes. You'll have them break apart there, break apart right in front of that at the nose. Sometimes your tie will come loose here behind the eyes, and that resin really locks it all together. So you can bang it off rocks, have it in and out of fish's mouths, and it won't come apart. So this is the Clouser minnow, and we're going to try and put it in a smallmouth's face today.
Why are you so little? Oh, he's loose. All right, so we're out here on a tributary of the Susquehanna. When I say we, I mean my wife, who's over there somewhere, and I. And when I say tributary, I mean tributary, because I ain't gonna tell you which one, because I don't want you fishing it, because it's mine. Anyway, we're talking about the Clouser minnow, and this is where Bob Clouser developed the minnow on the Susquehanna. And one of the reasons why it works so great in water like this, as you can see, I'm just walking around a big shallow flat. This is ankle deep for 100 yards in each direction. Why that fly seems to work so great in the Susquehanna is because, 1, the action, 2, you can pick your weight to put that fly where in the water column you want. So you're working in and out of a lot of rocks in the Susquehanna, essentially all rocks. And you can bang that fly off the bottom. It's less prone to getting hung up just because of the way it's constructed. And that's one of the things that makes it so great for smallmouth fishing, along with a million other things like we've talked about. Try and stick a few more fish on the Clouser. And then, I don't know if you can tell. No, you probably can't tell. Patch of water up here, bunch of white flies coming off. So I'm probably gonna have to tie on a popper here sooner or later, but we'll fish the Clouser for a little while longer. Getting blown out further than I want to. That's a fish. He's a little guy. Come on. Come here. Oh, Simmer down now. Gotcha. Okay, relax. Like he's been eating crawfish. Okay. Back you go.
And that pretty much concludes our Clouser Minnow portion of this segment. I did end up switching over to a popper. Fish were feeding on top. It was kind of a no-brainer. Toss this popper over here, give it a couple pops, whiff on a fish, or maybe the fish whiffed on the popper. Hard to tell sometimes. Bring it back in, recast it right on his head, and he eats it. I'm going to cut away from this and show you a little edit from the other day. Me fishing a Clouser Minnow on a Skagit head, catching a very, very nice fish. Give you something to look at.